Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fire Emblem Blazing Sword Let's Play. So after dealing with the worst chapter in the game and helping Sophia out, we are now heading to the Shrine of Seals. But before we do that, we've got to deal with the bitch behind all of this. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my favourite chapter in the game. I know for a lot of people this is their most hated chapter, and I get why, but I absolutely love this level, but I will admit it's more from a story and character perspective as to why I love it, because it's just a really nice closure to the events that go on. It's a good way to wrap up Nino and Jafar's arc. And the chapter itself I think is pretty good, which I'll talk more about later. So, Nino and Jafar are off to, they're going to take down Sonia because they can't just... To be fair, this chapter is actually... you don't have to do it, so you can completely skip this, but I do recommend you do, just for Nino's closure, but also, this is the only way to get the upgrade item for a feat if you didn't want to use Jafar. And I like the chapter too, and there's some good stuff in it. So, Nino wants to find out, what really happened, or what's really going on. She just wants to see, again, Nino wants to see the truth from her. She wants to see everything from both perspectives, shows just how nice she is. She's not there to kill Sonia, just rather find out what's going on. And after she finds out what's going on, she wants to kill Sonia. So, to be fair, after finding out the truth, I don't blame her. And Jafar's is there because, even he admits, dude, if you go, Nino, your heart can be in the right place, but Sonia does not give a shit. She will kill you. So, that's that. This is where the Q&A session is going to begin. But before we do the Q&A session, I first want to talk about the chapter when we get around to that bit. But I also want to talk about this one point which I didn't mention last time because I ran out of time. And it's still Fire Emblem Warriors. Yes, I'm talking about Warriors again, but this time it's because, I remember the one time I talked about it in one of the parts. I think it was the Lin one, yeah. A lot of people brought up in the comment section, did I know what history mode was? Which I did, but I wasn't too familiar with how, it functioned and stuff. Yeah, and Eliwood and the gang are trailing, and Hector's, not happy at all. Lin and Eliwood are down with it, Hector's just nah, man, that motherfucker, I don't want to talk to him. So, basically, history mode is, I kind of had a basic idea what it was, but then I went to the Famitsu article to have a closer look, and it's basically thingy mode from, it's kind of like adventure mode from Hyrule Warriors, where you travel across I think you travel across a map, similar to a strategy RPG, similar to how Fire Emblem is, so based on what I know, it's going to play out similar where you travel across a map and you have objectives to do. Maybe if you run into an enemy, you have to do a challenge and fight them off. And that sounds really, really cool, especially if we can deploy, depending on the units you deploy, you have to play as them to fight. So you have to think strategically about where you want to place your units like you would in a Fire Emblem game and so on. And maybe outside of battle, you can do field actions support characters, heal them, equip them with different stuff. Whereas you're in-game, you just have to do the Dynasty Warrior stuff, which does sound really cool. And I cannot wait to try that mode. It sounds really cool. And then along with that, in the article, there was all the things that you can equip 3 different skills, which is going to be cool. I think if they allow us to go nuts with the skills and we give Xander Astra or something, that'd be crazy. If they let you the skills be passed on to a multitude of characters, that's awesome. Or we get Luna and stuff, and we can just mess around with skills. We can just go really crazy with the stuff, with the combos. And there's also, what else stuff is there that the article mentioned? There's class changing, so there's going to be more RPG elements. You collect master seals, you level up your units, and you change them. That's cool. There's a shop and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff, stuff that makes it feel more Fire Emblem, which I'm really, really liking the sound of. I knew about this before, but looking further into it, it's okay, this sounds really, really good. I'm much more optimistic about Fire Emblem Warriors. But this brings up a point, which I remember seeing this on Twitter, Max HP pointed this out, and I cannot agree with him more. This is not a bash against the game. I haven't played the game, so I can't judge it. But I will say, right here and now, Fire Emblem Warriors marketing is abysmal. It's so bad. And the reason being is that not only have they only showed us character trailers, they've showed us character trailers for people, whether you like them or not, we knew were going to be in the game. You could be the newest Fire Emblem fan and only played either Echoes, Fates, Awakening. You could only just play the most recent game for one playthrough. And even you would know Fates, Awakening, Shadow Dragon were going to be announced, and the characters they announced were going to be there. The thing is, we've got nothing in this game, aside from Lin, and also, Navarra, That's the only surprise we have. And the only reason Lynn's a surprise is because there was the article saying we're not going to have anyone else outside of the 3. Like, anyone and their mother would have known, even if you hate Awakening, Shadow Dragon, and Fates, even you, like, deep down, you know, yeah, I don't like the games, but they're obviously going to be in Warriors. Shadow Dragon's the original, Fates and Awakening are not only the most recent, they're the most popular and the most profitable. That's a given. So that's cool, and we all knew that. And they're showing off all these trailers, like individual character trailers, and the characters they're showing off, we also knew were going to be there. Like, they showed Chrome at the beginning, that's fine. We knew Lucina was going to be there. We knew Robin was going to be there. We knew the Fate siblings were going to be there. Everyone knew that. Nothing about this game is making us go, wow, or like, oh, I didn't expect this, or that's really cool. It's all stuff we could have guessed. Like, we guessed the moment they announced this game. It was like, everything that's happening, they should have showed off ages ago. Like, the fact that Lynn is the biggest surprise just shows how poor the marketing has been. Like, there's been, like, one of the best things about the direct for Fire Emblem, for Hyrule Warriors, was not only did they show off characters we didn't expect, but like modes and stuff, which, oh yeah, and he tries to kill Sonia and it doesn't fucking work. Sorry, you're a warrior, I'm a sage, your resistance probably sucks. You know. Yeah. Also doesn't, what do you call it? Also doesn't help that Warriors is just, like, if he was a berserker, then he might have been able to kill Sonya with a nice critical. Yeah, but like they showed us all the different modes, like even the little things, like all the different attacks that like were references to other Zelda games, the shop, the item shop, the adventure mode, all the little things they did to make it feel more Zelda, and that's what really, I think, sold a lot of people on Hyrule Warriors. Fire Emblem Warriors, if they'd done, like, if in the direct they just had, if they chose to do that, like give us maybe 5-10 minutes just to say, look, here's history mode, here's how the skills work, I don't think it would have, like, got everyone back on board, but I reckon it would have worked, like, I reckon it would have worked really well to sway people away from the, like, oh, this is going to suck, because I think if people saw these modes, they were like, okay, maybe the roster's not so great, but these are some really cool modes I really look forward to trying out, and, you know, I reckon that would have really, really helped. And, again, another big problem is the trailers are showing off. They should have just done it so that they showed off all the Awakening characters, all the Shadow Dragon characters, and all the Fates characters in a single trailer, or like 2 trailers for Fates, one for North, one for Shido, because we all knew who was going to come, and then done other trailers to show off the more different characters, like you get a trailer for Lyn. If they did a trailer for like Shida and like Navara, because Navara I did not expect at all. I'm sorry if I did mispronounce his name, but like, I did not expect him. I thought like, if anything, it would be like Tiki, Camus, and Ogma. But Navara, that's a legit surprise, and I'm happy. I like being surprised with these rosters. That's another thing that worked about Zelda. It's like, Agatha, I did not expect Agatha, but cool. So, giving us surprise characters would have been cool, but even, we're getting so many predictable people. Like, for Awakening, if they threw in, like, say, Henry, or they gave us Maribel, or they gave us, let's say, Sayori, I would have been like, sweet, that's awesome, did not expect them. Yeah, they're not the most popular, but that would have been cool. If for Fates, they threw in, say, Kaze, or they threw in Charlotte, perhaps, or maybe they decided, for shits and giggles, why not throw in Nyx? You know, they're not the most popular characters, but they're interesting. It's something different. It's not predictable. I would not have seen those people coming. I mean, I know they want to go with the most popular ones, but what makes the Warriors game so cool is when you throw a curveball. And I'm not just talking about Hyrule Warriors. Arsenal was the same. You got to play as those 3 other slightly minor generals. You got to play as like Hilmis and stuff like that. People I did not expect. And it's like, sweet, that's cool. I get to play as people. Same with Dynasty Warriors One Piece. You got to play as like the admirals and stuff. It's not just the main, not just the Straw Hats. That's what works, and I hope Hyrule Warriors does have more of this, but the problem is, they're just promoting stuff which everyone knows about and doesn't care about because it's so predictable. That's their biggest problem. I reckon that's going to bite them in the ass in the long run. If they do more stuff where they show off characters we don't expect, like they give us a trailer before the thingamajig, maybe show off Celica or something like that, or show off maybe Shadow Dragon characters we didn't expect, sweet, that's fantastic, but guys, you went the most basic route and it shows, and the disinterest in the game shows that. And I don't want it to be, but that's how it is. I'm sorry, your marketing is, to put it lightly, your marketing has been shit. I hope it gets better. So yeah, Nino just, like, Sonia's explained, yeah, I stole you, I killed your parents, and you're here just because I wanted you. And even Jafar's like, oh, you're an evil bitch. Like, they're coming from me, you're an evil bitch. A real evil bitch. I just needed a drink after rounding out Warriors for a bit. Sonia, you must die. Yeah. Because Sonia is really evil. Just like she like the way she treats Nino, the cowardice move she done towards her parents, and the way she just acts around people, it's just ridiculous. Wait, I swear this is a really funny edit I do. Yeah, right here.
I won't allow it!
And suddenly Xander. If Element was on his mount right now and he put on Norian armor and it dyed his hair, it's like, yeah, I'm totally Xander. I put that edit just because, I really like that line Xander delivers. I won't allow it. And I thought it was just a really cool thing. No, what if Xander did show up? And he's like, Xander, why are you here? I'm here to Lynn, I've come for you. Fire Emblem Warriors is calling. And Lynn just jumps on it. It's like, later, boys. She rides off into the sunset with Xander. It's like, Xander's like, I thank you, Lynn. You're the one who's going to save this game. Damn right I am, Xander. Damn right I am. So anyway, I think it's about time we start with this Q&A session. So, sorry for the long delay, I just really want to talk about it. So, first question. Have you watched Fairy Tail? No, I have not watched Fairy Tail. I've seen clips of it, I know of it, my friends have recommended it to me. I just haven't got around to seeing it because at this point I'm not down for really long shows and shonens and stuff, but it does look like a really fun shonen. Like, it doesn't, like, from what I've heard, it's not trying to be overly complex or way too dark. It's just a lot of fun, and to be fair, that's something I'd be down with. So, haven't seen it, but I do want to see it. The next question, same person, is what's your opinion on Sanaki? Sanaki's cool. Apart from Radiant, she really doesn't do much. I mean, she's kind of there. Radiant Dawn, she definitely has more of an arc and stuff where, she takes a lot more action. And I like that about her, and like the conversation she has with Sigrun and Tanith is very sweet. And she's a lot more active in Radiant Dawn, and she really feels like she's the Empress, not just a spoiled child. In terms of unit, Sanaki was a case of I remember she dealt a lot of damage. But her biggest problem was, I think it was either her speed wasn't very good, I don't know about the speed, but definitely her constitution was fucking terrible. I think it was 4, so she would be weighed down by just about everything. Which was a shame, because she could rarely double units, and because of that, like, she could, like, deal so much damage to them and take down, like, 3/4 of their health, but she couldn't double them. If she could, she'd be an unstoppable killing machine. And speaking of unstoppable killing machine, here comes Hector the Rector. And you know what the sad part is? He's still got less strength than Lynn. Oh boy, poor Hector. No, but now this is like, when Hector promotes, he does get much better. And one of the best things is the swords, because Hector's always had a problem with skill. The swords are the highest out of the 3 weapons, they're the most accurate. Hector's got more than enough power to take people down, and he tends to have a good amount of speed. So with a sword, Hector can just, I know swords are not favorable, but he's got so much defense it doesn't matter. Hector can just like, wipe his way through everything. Yeah, this is the chapter I will be training Nino a lot, so best bet is to send in weaker units like a thief to go in, to soften the units up, and then get Nino to, attack them. Now let's talk about the chapter. So, if you remember Binding Blade, chapter 26X is very much like chapter 14X, a chapter that comes after one of the worst in the game, and is filled with water. So it's a similar principle, and you gotta reach Sonia. However, this captures things differently. From what I remember, the pathways aren't nearly as random. Like, as you move forward, they will start opening up more, or maybe after a certain amount of turns. They don't just randomly do shit, and it's like, they create narrow walkways rather than just taking out massive chunks. So, and the walkways aren't very long, so if if the walkway comes up, you can easily get across it with most, if not all, units, provided they're close enough. On top of that, a lot of the enemies are quite spread out through this chapter. They're not as bunched up as they were in Thingamajig, Binding Blade, which I think it's just overall better design and more support. And Sonia does have bolting, and another unit has bolting, but on top of the fact that Sonia doesn't attack you until you get pretty damn close, so not straight away from the beginning, unlike Binding Blade where you got attacked straight away. So it's like you can easily cheese her just going with a Pegasus and Falcon Knight, and which are a lot more viable in this map. And there's also a good unit variety, so there's a variety of people to fight, so you can't just rely on them. There's treasure chests to get. I like that it keeps you on your toes. You have to keep moving, be able to think like, alright, if I'm going to go this pathway, this bit's going to get closed off, but this bit's going to open, who do I want to send here and there? And I think, again, the chapter from a design aspect is not that amazing, but I enjoy it. I think it is a bit more about spreading your units out and really, capitalizing on the walkways when they appear. But also, the walkways stay active for quite a while, so it's not like they're here one time and they're gone the next. So it's more fair and just overall more well balanced. Yeah, and Raph's support is just going into his backstory about how he was he pretty much was abandoned or had to leave his tribe because of like an omen. That so he's pretty much been on his low or by himself for God knows how long. So seeing someone like Lyn is like, for him, it's quite the revelation because, you know, there's not that many people of like Sakea that are around him. So, you know, that's cool. They're not the same clan, but you know, it's the same with Lyn. There aren't that many Sakeans she knows because, well, her people were wiped out. So for them, it's like they're the last of their race, if you will, even though they're not technically that. So yeah, I really, really do like this chapter. Okay, just need a quick drink. Yeah, so the Cavaliers with the Knights, Pirates, Nino can capitalize on them. Motherfucker, there's a Paladin. Oh yeah, there's little dude with bolting. He's no issue because again, he's, you know, he's only thingamajig. Yeah, Nino got hurt, but she'll be fine. Okay, next question was from Tobin, actually. This guy called Tobin. What do you think of me as a unit and a character? What do I think of Tobin? I think you're cool. In my thing, I went the wrong way. I didn't make you an archer, I made you a cavalier. Don't ask why, it was the first playthrough. It was the same way I made Faye a Pegasus Knight, not a not a medic, not a cleric. So, that was a wrong decision, but... what was it? But, you know, you were alright as a cavalier. I know as an archer you were definitely much better. As a character, I think you are cool, Tobin. You know, you're like the level-headed one of the group. You're more interesting than Cliff, I'll give you that much. And you're... of course you're better than Faye. That's... You know, that's pretty much a given. And it's a good thing he had to use an iron sword because, you know, just pretty much weakening him enough and then Thingy can go in. Yeah, so in our first thing, Nino's going to take down a paladin. I thought you were cool, yeah. When I next play Echoes, I'm definitely making you an archer just because I know it's the best route to go. So, you know. Nino, away! I took down a paladin! Woo! Let's see what she gets for her first level up. Very nice. See, good growth rates, good growth rates. And the, Tobin also asks, what happened to Dorcas? I poisoned his mutton. See, what happened was, Dorcas, he was asking me, like, I'd really like to be in Hector hard mode. I know that you've already, that I've already used you and my speed growth isn't very good, but I'd really like to be in. So I said, sure, here, eat this mutton. Now he's poisoned and he ain't gonna get in. You ain't been in Hector hard mode, Dorcas. Okay, next question. Okay. This question, I remember this was asked a lot for Thingamajig. What do you think of the idea of a Binding Blade plus Blazing Sword remake, like they put the games on one cartridge? The idea definitely sounds like the smartest thing to do, and I would be down with it. My thing with a single cartridge, though, is I hope to God none of Binding Blade or Blazing Sword gets well, obviously they'll have to make changes to improve the game, like maybe Blazing Sword, the Lyn mode gets some tweaking, Binding Blade to work a lot on the RNG and the level design, but I hope they don't like cut out chapters just to squeeze them both into one experience, because I'd rather not do that, because both games, like, I think they need all the chapters just to feel like a complete experience. That maybe you can get rid of one or two, but don't get rid of too many just to fit it on one cartridge. But if they can fit Conquest Revelations and Birthright onto a single cartridge, I think they can do a full Binding Blade and Blazing Sword. Not so great that time, but still, more magic, that's fine. And she's fast enough. And that did not take long at all. Go Nino. So the idea is nice, provided they don't get rid of too much just to put it in there. Because I think the games would work very well in tandem with each other, because Binding Blade and Blazing Sword share a lot of ties. And also, I think it would be players, they'll be able to experience how the full story and like how characters grow over the course of Thingamajig, like especially Safiel. It'll be like Safiel's game if you think about it, because he's the one who's the most prompt, like he's the villain of Binding Blade, and he's has a pretty decent role in Blazing Sword. Whereas Eliwood, Lyn, and Hector, they're in Blazing Sword, but barely in Binding Blade. Hector's there to die. That's all he does. So Really? You have a choice of fighting Edward and Hector. And you fight Hector. Yeah, that critical's for you. Also, I've got to play Awakening. So, as long as they don't change, like, get rid of a lot of things, I'm down with it put on one cartridge. I'd actually like it to be that way. Yeah, Isadora's also, she's doing good. It's actually a good thing her strength is kind of low. It makes it easier for Nino to kill people. So, well done. Okay, next question. Who was your least favorite mage from each Fire Emblem game? From Shadow Dragon, like, I think it was I think it might have been Merrick. That's like, I only say maybe because there's only 2 to choose from, and I kind of prefer the other one a little bit. But I don't dislike Merrick. It's just a case of, you know, out of the 2, he's lesser for me. For Echoes, it's Luthia. Wasn't huge on him. Just didn't find him very interesting. And as a unit, I wasn't impressed. Like, him and Bowie are least favorite, but Bowie I liked, like, his banter and stuff, and he was kind of cool early game. Luthia, just, you know, not huge on. For Fire Emblem 4, because I haven't reached the second half just yet, yes, I'm still backlogged with shit. Well, I'm sorry, very fucking busy. It's Azella, or however you pronounce it, but again, it's only because he's the only one. I actually like him, but if you want to get technical, you know, I actually do like him, you know, you think he's cool. For Binding Blade, it's Hugh. By the way, when I say mage, I'm talking about just normal mage, not counting dark mages, light mages, none of that. I think it's Hugh just because Lou is cool and I love Lelina. So, you know, I'm just like, Hugh. Nothing wrong with Hugh, it's just, nah. For Blazing Sword, it's Urk. Only because, again, I don't dislike Urk, I like Urk, but Pent is pretty cool and I love little Nino, bless her soul. For Sacred Stones, wait, what was her yeah, again, good level ups, good level ups. See, like you said, she's becoming pretty well rounded. Nino's just fucking everyone up. Gonna fuck you up. Now I've got to play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Alright, Nino, so it's Awakening and Radiant Dawn. Which one do I pick? I don't know. Actually, that's funny. I think Radiant Dawn, I didn't play it after Awakening, but I bought it. Like, it was the Fire Emblem game I purchased not long after playing Awakening, which I thought was pretty damn funny. It would, if it wasn't Path of Radiance, it would have been my 3rd Fire Emblem game. But Path of Radiance came first, and I'm glad it did. Oh, I would have hated Radiant Dawn so much if I didn't play Path of Radiance. What was it? Oh yeah, it was back to mages. For Sacred Stones, it's, well, Ewan can become one, so I count that, and the other one is Loot, and I like Loot, so Ewan, nothing against him, just thingamajig. For Tellius, it's Tormod, only because Tormod is just kind of unimpressive. I mean, in the early game of Radiant Dawn, he can be cool, but Ileana I love to bits, even though she's technically not one of the best. And Soren is Soren, you know, good character, I like his character, he's a good unit, and he has that damn really good thingy skill. And Jesus, that's a powerful Luna, but, you know, my short spear is strong. So, for Awakening, Laurent, not huge on him, because, you know, I'm just not huge on Laurent. For Fate, definitely Hayato. I do not like Hayato. I was straight up. He's probably in my top 5 least favorite Fates playable units. Really don't like Hayato. Just, I really don't like him. Yeah. And same person asks, did you ever watch One Piece? If so, who was your favorite character? I've only got up to about 50 episodes of One Piece. The bit with the mermen. And I had to stop because there was just so much going on. I want to finish watching it, and I know there's a guide about which episodes not to watch. Okay, now I've got to play Echoes. So, I do want to get into One Piece because I heard how great it is, the stuff that really intrigues me, and I really do want to play the game. It's just a case of getting, not play the game, watch the whole anime, especially because I heard like the Water 7 and Thingy's lobby arc are amazing. So, you know, there's that. In terms of the character I like the most, based on the episodes, probably Sanji. I just thought he was cool and I liked his story. And, you know, Sanji's a cool guy. So I like Sanji. So yeah, the platforms are here. So yeah, the platforms are appearing at quite a good rate. At least I think they are. Next one. Next question. Okay, have you ever raged so hard at a video game you threw the controller or broke something or both? Yeah, actually. When I was growing up, I was playing Crash Bash trying to do the mini games, and Fire Emblem 19 isn't out yet, but when it comes out, I was failing so hard at this one game that I took the disc out of the PlayStation and bent it really hard in frustration, and I actually snapped it. Yeah, I fucking broke, I actually, what was it? Yeah, I broke Crash Bash. I was so angry. I felt so bad afterwards because I just broke a game I really liked, just even though it pissed me off. So, yeah, I've raged so hard that I've smashed the game. Controller, I don't think I've broken a controller, but I've done worse. I've broken a video game. Fuck your silver lance. Mine's iron. And now I've got to play Fates. Ugh, so many different Fire Emblem games to play. Next, same person. Have you ever heard of or played Legend of the Dark Witch? No, I have not heard of or played it. If it's any good, let me know in the comments. And other one, have you heard or ever watched Pretty Cure? I know of Pretty Cure because my friend Paper Mario Fan 1, he absolutely loves it and he's talked to me a lot about it. It's apparently a really good magical girl anime and he's done a lot of stuff working around it. He does a lot of artwork and stuff. So I know of it. I'll probably watch it one day since, you know, magical girls are a genre I like. I was always a big fan of card captors growing up. Sailor Moon was cool and Madoka Magica's fantastic. So I could definitely see myself watching Pretty Cure at some point, but again, it's one of those really long series that I'd have to dedicate some time out to watch. So I will at some point. Okay. But anyway, we're going to break here for now, and when we come back, we're going to continue with this Q&A session and take down that bitch Sonia once and for all, as well as see just how powerful Nino's going to get. So until then, thank you all very much for watching. See you next time.